Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Fantasy Premier League with FPL Wizard. Since I'm starting a little bit late as compared to usual, so I thought let's just skip the music today and let's just get straight to the point, guys. I guess we've got some really important things to talk about. So I welcome you guys, Nehal, Bipin, Ajay. Thank you so much everybody for being here, and let's get started. Before I talk about Game Week 36, I would like to tell you I just got 96 points in Game Week 35. It was a little bit, underwhelming, I'd say, with like scores of 125, 130 flying around on Twitter. I mean, it wasn't the best game week, guys. I mean, I was around 80k 2 weeks back, and now I'm down to 130k, so it's not been a good couple of weeks for me, but I'm hoping to pull it back, and by the end of the season just trying to get as high as possible I can. I know the top 10k target that I had set for myself at the start of the season is not gonna be achievable now, but let's see where we can get and as high as possible, and that's the plan, guys. Ajay says, hey, I'm here. Hey Ajay, welcome. I know you had a great game week and I congratulate you on that. John Wick says, hey Wiz, how are you doing? Good in pandemic. My friend, this pandemic is going crazy, and I really sincerely hope everybody's surviving and everybody's doing well and staying, following all the guidelines, staying safe. And if you can get a jab, you should go and get a jab, guys. Just be safe in these times. Thankfully I'm safe, but everything around me feels, all these things that we do, it just feels so meaningless when we see people just gasping for breath all around us, guys. But we're here for some good moments, some good talks. So I don't want to ruin your mood, guys. I just want to say stay safe. Someone says greetings to all my fellow managers. Greetings to you too, Soman. Nehal says hit the likes. Thank you so much. Jetto says, hey Wiz, what do you think of Maguire and Iheanacho to Dallas and Antonio for a -4? Should I go for a -8 and get Rafinha for Greenwood too? Jetro, I think the -4 is enough. I like that a lot. Ajay says, what about Son and DCL in for Bruno and Iheanacho? Would you buy DCL or Antonio? Ajay, that's very interesting. I like those moves, and I had the same option to go for either. Which one should I go for? Should I go for Antonio? Should I go for Calvert-Lewin? I just felt Antonio has the better fixtures, and I felt that Dominic Calvert-Lewin plays Sheffield United. Yes, he has a decent fixture, of course, but other than that, I didn't like his fixtures. Like Wolves and Manchester City, it was just too much for me, in my opinion. So I just hope Rudiger, Leno, and Shaw don't come on. I'm just putting them in my team, but I honestly hope they don't come on. And my captain is not Jota, guys. I forgot to set my captain, so just setting my team up for you to see. And of course I forgot to mute my phone as well, guys. Apologies for that. Alrighty. So Ajay, I like those moves, and the reason why I went for Antonio is I felt he has the better fixtures. So just be wary. If you get DCL, he plays Manchester City, so you're getting him for 3 game weeks, and out of those 3 game weeks, the 1 game week he plays against City. So just be wary of that. Pro Gamer says, bro, why Jota cap? No, he's not my captain. That was a mistake. Abirup says, hi Wiz, what do you think about TAA captain? I think it's a decent option, my friend. I just be careful about captaining a defender against West Bromwich Albion. Since it is not my policy to captain a defender, I rarely do it. But to be honest with you, my friend, I mean, they've got some players who can score goals. I mean, Matheus Pereira is one, Dian. So they are a decent attacking outfit, even though they got relegated. They can score some goals. So if you're attacking him because of his, attacking threat, or captaining him because of his attacking threat, I'd say yes. But clean sheet seems a bit, I think it could be. They could score West Brom, I think. Dipesh says Bamford, Antonio, Wood. For me, I'd say Antonio and Bamford would be my first preference, since Wood has one really tough fixture sandwiched between the two. I'd say Bamford or Antonio are equally good. I can't choose between them, Dipesh, and since I'm going to be going for Dallas next week, that is the reason I thought I'd just go for Antonio. I like to attacks some teams. I've got 3 Liverpool, I've got 3 West Ham. So, I don't want to spread my risk too much at this moment in time. If I want to go up in rank, I have to back some teams. That is the reason I went with Antonio. Excuse me, guys. The lovely lad says Havertz to Bale and Schmeichel to Meslier, or Fernandes to Salah and Havertz to Foden. I'd like the second one more. I'd say Fernandes to Salah and Havertz to Foden seems really good to me, my friend. Yeah. John says, I have 10 players now. Should I do Bruno to Son or Nacho to Antonio? Already have Kane. I mean, why not both, John? You could do both. But yeah, you have a benching headache. So yeah, I understand. To be honest with you, I'd say it depends on whether you have Lingard or not. If you don't have Lingard, Nacho to Antonio is better because Nacho has really tough fixtures. If you keep Bruno, I wouldn't mind it because Bruno's got like Fulham next week. So I'd say it's better to keep Bruno than it is to keep Nacho, in my opinion. ProGamer says, bro, will Mahrez start? I'm not sure, bro. But I think so. From the Twitter, I've heard like so many people talk about Mahrez, bigging up Mahrez. I think he should start, and if he does start, I think he's gonna have some fun against this Newcastle defense. Newcastle have like really high XGC in the past few weeks. So, Soman says commiserations on not having a good week, mate. On the contrary, I had an amazing week, 136 points. Soman, that is amazing, my friend, and congratulations. When you have a great week, celebrate to the fullest, because when you have a good week, you are supposed to be happy and you're supposed to be celebrating. When you have a bad week, you're totally absolutely you are entitled to feel sad, and you're entitled to sulk. But on the contrary, when you have a good week, you should celebrate as much as possible. So congratulations. The base says ranked top 4 defenders to own for the rest of the season. I'd say Trent Alexander-Arnold. Beyond that, I'd say Dallas. I like Dallas a lot. Who else? I'd say maybe Luke Shaw. I'd rate Luke Shaw because I'd say City defenders, but I don't know which City defender to own. That is the reason. I'm not quoting a City defender. I'd say Luke Shaw, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Dallas. Maybe one Everton defender, but again, as I said, Everton defender has one Manchester City fixture in there, so I'm not sure about that. Sid says, hey Wiz, no DCL. Yeah, Sid, I went for Antonio over DCL because I wanted to own Antonio. Guys, you should read the comments by Antonio. He's looking to become West Ham's highest goal scorer. He's going to have extra incentive due to that. Like Zofar, he just posted on Twitter, and I had a read. Antonio said in the interview, he says, I played right back, I played winger, I played so many positions, and now for the last 2 years I'm playing as a striker, and I have this incentive, and he says I can become West Ham's top goal scorer, and that is a big thing for me, he says. So I think he'll have incentive to go for goals against in the last 3 games. SH says, hey Wiz, how are you? I'm fine, SH. I hope you're fine too as well, my friend. Samuel says Mahrez or Jota for this game week. If you want to take a punt, I'd say you can take a punt on Mahrez. For the next 3 game weeks, I'd recommend Jota. FPL Sam says, hello Wiz. Hey Sam, what's up? I know you're captaining Richarlison now. And I know that you are on your wild card, I guess. So, good luck to you, FPL Sam. Himal says, captaining Ings, what say? Yeah, I like that, my friend. Danny Ings, he scored a brace. He could have easily had a hat-trick. When Danny Ings is fit and he's playing well, I think he can be a really good option, honestly speaking. Nahal says, what do you think about the free hit team? Pickford, Godfrey, Stones. So 1 out of Godfrey and Stones. Dallas, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Son, Salah, Mahrez, Foden, Kane, Inks, DCL. Bench Carson, Mitchell. Yeah, I like that team a lot. I'm not sure I would like to kind of double up on the Everton defense, so I'd say Stones would be decent as well. Pickford, Stones, Dallas, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Yeah, on a free hit, if you're kind of looking to really get a boost in your rank, I understand doubling up on the defense. That is also a decent option. Depends on where your rank is at, Nihal, and what you're looking to achieve. But yeah, I like that. Mahrez and Foden, that's gonna be awesome if they both start. I'm gonna bang. Abirup says thanks, Wiz. We'll change it to Salah then. Yeah, my friend, that was Jota was a mistake. Nike says still confused about Bamford or Antonio. See, guys, they're both. There's not much to separate both of them. Hang on, let me see if I can, I can compare those two for you, and let me tell you what we can get out of them. So we have to compare Antonio and all right, we have to compare Antonio and we have to compare Bamford. Right, so Bamford in the last 5 game weeks, he's got what, 5 shots on target, 4 shots on target, 9 shots in the box. He's scored 1 goal, he's got 1 assist, scored 19 points in the last 5 game weeks. Antonio, we can't compare directly because he hasn't been playing, but he's got on target. So they have pretty similar stats, to be honest with you. Although Antonio's played less games, he just came back. So he's played less minutes and he's got more attacking output. It's really, really tough for me to say which one to get out of Antonio and Bamford. It's more on instinct. See, if you for next week, for example, if you want to get Rafinha or you want to get maybe Dallas, or you already have Lingard, you can think about getting Bamford if you want to divide the risk. For me, I wanted to pile up the risk on West Ham United. I'm counting on West Ham United to kind of succeed and go for the Europa League or maybe even the Champions League place, try to push for that place. And that is the reason I'm backing West Ham United. If they do well, I've got 3 players. I've got Dawson, I've got Antonio, I've got Lingard. And that is the reason I went for Antonio. Next week, I'm possibly going to get Dallas from Leeds United, right? DCL or Bamford? Everybody has the same question. I know, guys, it's a bit tough, but there's not really much to choose between them. If you ask me DCL or Bamford, I'd say if I wanted to get one striker for the rest of the season, for the last 3 games, let me show you their fixtures. Hang on, because this is a bit tough to for me to kind of directly say, but let me show you. That would be alright. This is not what I wanted to do, guys. I'm sorry if I'm not answering your questions, but I need to address this once and for all. So you see, if you want to get Calvert-Lewin, he's got Sheffield United, and then he's got Wolves and Manchester City, right? And on the other hand, if you get Bamford, he's got like Burnley away, then he's got Southampton and West Bromwich Albion. So on the fixtures front, I'd say Bamford edges it. That is one thing. On the other hand, I feel Leeds are not attacking as much as they used to. They're becoming more defensively solid and less, attacking, in my opinion. So Bamford is less likely to kind of get a hat trick or a big haul than maybe at the start of the season. But on the other hand, I saw Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Everton. They did pretty well in the last game, against Aston Villa. Dominic Calvert-Lewin could have scored. He could have done easily had a good score. So against Sheffield United, I'd prefer Dominic Calvert-Lewin over the 3 games. I'd say I'd edge, Bamford edges it for me a bit. Himal says, oh, you and I have the same points. I'm on 2219. That's great, my friend. I hope you push on and get into the top 100k. I'd love that. Is there any chance Salah will be benched? I don't think so, Dipesh. Why would he bench Salah, my friend? It doesn't make any sense to me because they have to get into the top 4 and it's in their hands now. They just got 3 fixtures left. They've got nothing else to play for. They're not in the Europa League. They're not in the Champions League. They're not in the FA Cup. So why would Salah be benched? I honestly don't think there's any chance of Salah being benched, If you think that he, because of the spat that Mane and Klopp had at the end of the game, he'd bench Salah, I'd say Jota or Firmino are more likely to drop out than Salah. Jethro says, hey Viz, don't have any obvious captain choices of Salah or Kane. Who should I captain among DCL, Jota, Bamford or Antonio? Whew, that's tough, my friend. It's very tough. Out of those, I'd say you could... No, I don't like that. I'd say DCL is a decent option, to be honest with you, Jethro. For me, I'm really, really fond of having a safe captaincy choice. You know, since you don't have that, I'd say if you have Trent Alexander-Arnold, you could think about that as well. But I'd say DCL is a decent option too. Bipin says, bro, who do you captain? Salah, Kane, Son, DCL. I have 3 of those players, my friend. I'd possibly say Salah and Kane are the 2 best options for me this game week. It all depends upon your strategy and what you're thinking about. For me, I'm just kind of saying, you know, Liverpool and Spurs are the 2 teams who have everything to play for. Spurs want to get into the top 4. They were even in the top 5, I'd say, because, you know, both the English teams are in the Champions League final, so the 5th spot would definitely be eligible for the Champions League spot. So, you know, I'd say Spurs are looking to make the top 5, and, you know, same for, you know, same for Liverpool. They're trying to make the top 4, top 5. So, in my opinion, Kane and Salah are the best 2 options for captaincy this game week, or even till the rest of the season. Geeta says Lloris or Martinez for goalkeeper. I'd say Martinez, my friend. You know, I'd go for Martinez. Shopton says, who would I bring on my wildcard? Shopton, tell me your team and I'll give you the answer, bro. Nihal says, cheers, Wes. Cheers, Nihal. Dexter says, I have 2 transfers. I need a defender and a goalkeeper. You know, I don't like to waste a transfer on a goalkeeper. I don't know, Foster's less likely to play this game week. I still don't want to waste my transfer because the goalkeepers have a very low ceiling in general. You know, they get 6, 7, 8, 10 points. I just don't want to take a hit for a goalkeeper. That is the reason I didn't do it. But if I wanted to get a goalkeeper right now, I'd say Meslier. You know, or if you want to get Dallas as your defender, or if you don't have Trent Alexander-Arnold, you could get Trent Alexander-Arnold and Meslier, or maybe Dallas and 1 goalkeeper, depending upon your strategy, bro. Do you think Ederson is nailed? Shopman, I think he is nailed, but I heard some rumors on Twitter about some crazy, I think Scott Carson starting or something. It could be totally fake, but I've heard some rumors, you know. But if anybody is nailed from the City team, I'd say it has to be Ederson, you know. Just for me, City won the title. I think Pep can go crazy on that Rule. He could go Pep Rule on steroids. He could go Tuchel right there. Roy Sinot says Rashford, Son and Dallas, or Fernandes, Son and Lowton. Rashford, Son and Dallas for me. Yeah, Rashford, Son and Dallas for me. I'd say even Greenwood, Son and Dallas would be good, to be honest with you, Rory. Nike says I already have Dallas and Rafinha, so I can skip Bamford and go for Ndoni. I like that thought, Nike. Unless you totally want to back Leeds and totally want to go for it, I'd say dividing the risk a bit is not the worst idea in the world. Sid says, bro, I'm thinking of going Bruno out, Mahrez or Foden in, and Nacho out, DCL or Antonio, and need some help. Sid, I like those moves, you know. I definitely like those moves. If I was taking Bruno out, I'd say I'd go with Mahrez. You know, Foden, I'd say, is a little less nailed. Although with Pep, I just mentioned, you know, nobody knows what's going to happen. But, you know, I like those moves, Sid. I'm just going to go down, guys. I think I skipped a lot of comments are coming and I can't keep up. FPL some says Broad and Scott Carson. Yeah, that is what I heard, my friend. Honestly. Nihal says DCL captain this week. You can, Nihal, if you really want to take the risk, you know, if you're on a push on for your rank, you know, or you can, you know, since you're on a free hit, you already have a differential kind of a team and you can just, you know, go for the safe option. But it totally depends upon what you're going for. And if you want to, because I feel Salah is going to score against West Bromwich Albion. Kane has a good chance to score against Wolves. So I think safe captaincy is not a bad way to go this week, but it all depends upon your strategy. Don't skip Salah as a captain, Nihal, too risky, says Nike. Well, I kind of have the same opinion, but just an opinion. The decision is yours, my friends. Fazali says, hey, Wiz, Siggy or Dean? I'd say Siggy's on penalties for Everton. You know, he's generally been playing well, but it doesn't get too many returns. I'd say Dean for me, Fazali. Generally, I'll prefer the attacker, but I'd say out of those, Dean, you know, has a little bit more chance of getting more points. You know, maybe a clean sheet against Sheffield United or an attacking return or two till the end of the season. Why not? Start Eze or Pereira. Who is Crystal Palace playing against? You know, Aston Villa. Bit tough for me. You know, it's difficult to say. I'd say you can try starting Eze because at least But Pereira's and penalties for West Brom, right? He has the hang of scoring in the big games. I'd say go with the Pereira Himal. It's a bit of a there's not too much downside to that, but there could be an upside if he scores. I know that is the reason I'm saying, because Pereira, West Brom has got nothing to play for. Fadzali is absolutely right, but Matheus Pereira could be playing for a move, because I don't think the player of the caliber of Matheus Pereira deserves to be in the Championship next season. I think he's going to be in the Premier League, so he might be playing for a move. Donacha says pick one of these two options playing wildcard this week. Option 1, Meslier or Pickford and Foden. Option 2, Pickford and Rafinha Harrison. There's not much difference between the two. I'd say Pickford and Rafinha can be good, my friend. Harrison, if you want to go for Harrison, you can, but I'd say Rafinha, if he starts, has more potential. With Rafinha, though, he's been injured, and I don't like what Bielsa's comments about Rafinha have been recently. He's saying, although he's healthy, but being fit for a football game and being healthy is different. I'd say you can go for Harrison and Pickford if you're going for this option. Otherwise, I'd say Foden and Meslier if you want to take a bit of a risk, bro. If you want to push on in your rank, you want to go for a differential, and you can take a benching. If you won't get angry if Foden gets benched. Captain Kane thoughts said, I think, yeah, he's a good option, bro. Salah and Kane, the best option for me this game week. Jethro says, cool, thanks, Wiz. You're welcome, Jethro. Bjorn says, is Iheanacho to Bamford and Shaw to Dallas a good move for this week? Bjorn, to be honest with you, I think Iheanacho to Bamford is good. Shaw to Dallas, I'm just concerned about, I think... to be honest with you, Burnley have been in decent form. Chris Wood has been scoring goals, and I honestly expect Burnley to possibly score at least maybe one against Leeds United. So if you're putting in Dallas for the attacking threat, I'd say absolutely. If you're thinking about the clean sheet, maybe not. Fadzali says Benjamin Mendy nailed for this game week. Fadzali, I'm not sure, because I think Pep has like three options at left back. He can play Oli Zinchenko there, he can play Benjamin Mendy, he can start even Cancelo there. So I can't say anybody who's nailed for City, honestly, Maybe we can say Sergio Aguero, just because he has to score one goal to equal the record for Premier League or something of that sort. To equal, I think, Rooney's record or bypass somebody's record. But I don't think anybody else we can just say that definitely nailed on. I can't. Iheanacho to Antonio worth it, Aditya says. Yeah, definitely worth it, bro. I did the same move. I think it is worth it. Sagar says, I'm already on a -4. Is it worth -8 to bring Dallas for Weltman? I'm currently leading the mini league, so I should be really careful with my transfers. I have only 9 starters after doing a -4. To be honest with you, if you got 9 starters after doing a -4, and if you take a -8 as well, that is essentially a hit which is worth 2 points, as long as Leeds don't concede 4 goals, right? The page says triple captain Scott Carson. No, not for me. Nike says finalized to bring in Antonio Wiz. Need a defender for 5.1 million and below. Any suggestions? How's Sofal? I think Sofal's pretty good, Nike. If I was you, I'd be looking at Sofal. I went for Dawson on my wildcard just because I think he has more attacking threat on the corners and set pieces. But I think Sofal's got more assist potential. I really like Sofal, to be honest with you. If I was you, I'd be thinking about Sofal, yes. Maybe Coleman if you want to, but I think you already have 3 Everton players, so. Fadli says, differential here. Edison, Mandy, Konsa, Kyle Walker-Peters, Grealish, Bale, Mahrez, Siggy, DCL, Richarlison, Ings. Change or stick? I think that's too much differential, bro. I don't know why you're going so much differential. I don't know what's your rank, Fadzali. I don't know what you're trying to achieve. But in my opinion, when you want to go differential, you go differential by 3-4 players. You don't take an entirely differential team. If it fails, your rank plummets like absolutely crazy. So in my opinion, your combination of players should be a differential, not the entire team. That is just my opinion, bro. Again, I could be wrong, I could be right. But, yeah. Play Forster or Sanchez. To be honest with you, Sid, I'm not sure if Forster starts. I'd say put Forster in the team and put Sanchez on the bench. If Forster starts, then he plays. Otherwise, Sanchez can come in. Surfro says, hi, was best replacement for Maguire, 5.4 million in the bank. I'd say Dallas if you don't have him. Till the end of the season, I'd like a Leeds defender, honestly. They've got some good fixtures, and I'd say Dallas. Shopnan says wildcard team Ederson, Forster, Mitchell, Dean, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Dallas. I like Mitchell. I think he's going to start this week. After the comments by Roy Hodgson, Dean's good, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Dallas. I like the defenders a lot, Shopnan. Salah, Foden, Lingard, Son, Greenwood. Yep, absolutely. I like that as well. Maybe Jota, but Foden is equally good if he starts. DCL, Kane, Antonio. Yep, absolutely good. Shopnan. I wouldn't change much in that team, bro. Nishil says Son or Mahrez. Son for me, Nishil. Son's got some decent fixtures to come, and he's nailed on. Plays 90 minutes every game week. That is very, very difficult to say about any City player at the moment. If you want to kind of go for a differential, want to take a risk, you can try Mahrez. For me, Son, always. Dexter says, is Pickford, Jota and Trent Alexander-Arnold worth it, taking out Bruno? Yes, Dexter, that's pretty much what I've done. I've brought in Jota and Trent Alexander-Arnold and Antonio for Fernandes, Iheanacho and Castana. So yeah, that's exactly what I've done. I think it's worth it. Especially since Greenwood, I think, can match Bruno Fernandes. He's coming into his own right now. And, even I think Bruno Fernandes has been limited a lot. If you saw the games, even the goal that Bruno got was a penalty one. And, I think, to be honest with you, I'd say selling Bruno right now shouldn't be a big thing, especially with just 2 or 3 games left. 2 games left for Bruno, especially. Snipe says Antonio or Bamford. Depends on which other players you have, bro. If you have Jesse Lingard, if you have Dallas, whether you have Rafinha, just let me know your team and I'll tell you. Who's the best differential midfielder? Budget 5.9. There's not many players that I can recommend to you in that price range. Although I've got Ward-Prowse, I think he's not being that effective. Reason he's being playing defensive midfielder because Oriol Romeo is injured and James Ward-Prowse has been forced to play deep. I'm not enjoying having him in my team, to be honest with you, James Ward-Prowse. But I don't see many differentials. Guys, do you have any differential in mind which is below 5.9 in midfield? Help Ikjot, our friend here. Mac Wong says Godfrey or Dean to cover Everton. If I get Dean, I'll have just enough money to get Dallas for size next game week, but I can't do Antonio or Bamford in for an Iheanacho the game week after. Mac, you can. I mean, if you want, you can go with Godfrey. The thing is, Dean has this attacking potential that Godfrey doesn't possess. If you just want to cover Everton, I think Godfrey should be enough for you. I mean, it depends on the combination of players that you're able to get with the money that you save for Dean. Although I'd prefer having Dean, but if it enables you to get Dallas and Antonio, I don't think Godfrey is a bad option either, to be honest with you. Or you could just put Dean right now, put Dallas in next week, and maybe then take a hit for Antonio. I mean, who knows what's gonna happen after 2 game weeks, right? So that's also an option. Nehal says, Team Lock, good luck with, gonna stick around, will post if I get any early team news. Thank you so much, Nehal, and good luck to you as well. And thank you so much for sticking around. You are a gem. Aditya says, Rudiger to Dallas, a good move. Aditya, depends on whether you're just looking for the, for the attacking threat of Dallas, because I think Burnley have enough attacking threat to score against Leeds. I think Burnley are going to score against Leeds, and if you're getting in Dallas for the next 3 game weeks, I think it is definitely a good move. Definitely. Sid says getting Mahrez and DCL. Next game week getting Antonio and then Wood for DCL in gaming 30. So you're essentially attacking Sheffield United, Sid. That's what I can see from your moves. Mahrez and DCL is good. Antonio is fine, and Wood in 38 against Sheffield United. Yes, I like that. Best Mendy replacement, not Ederson. Nicholas, to be honest with you, I'd say Meslier. You can go with Meslier if you want. You can think about Pickford as well. Other than that, I don't think there are many good options out there for this game week, because I'd love to say you could go for somebody like even a United goalkeeper, or I mean, Alisson, I'd like to say, but I just don't think Liverpool defense are too solid. I just feel they keep leaking goals. I'd say you can go with Pickford. At least he has 2 decent fixtures, But don't take a hit for a keeper. That's all I want to say. Fadzali says a free hit team. Fadzali, even though it's a free hit team, my friend, Yeah, I understand you what you want to do, but just put the highly owned players in there. Put Salah in there and put Kane in there. The ones which are highly owned can hurt your free hit team if you don't, if you don't maintain a balance. You go 100% differential, they don't work out for you, your rank plummets and your free hit gets wasted. That's just my opinion, bro. Again, we all have different ways to play this game. I just give you my opinion on that. Onoy says, should I sell Son or Kane to fund Salah? That is oh no, that is a really really difficult question. If you can sell Fernandes, I would be happy with that. I really wouldn't suggest you to sell Son or Kane before the two good fixtures like Wolves and Aston Villa at home. Aditya says captaincy option. I'd say Salah and Kane are good. Outside the captaincy option DCL. Siddharth says, hey bro, are you going to keep Trent and Forster on the bench? Yes sir, I'm going to keep them on the bench because I just expect them to come on. I'm just playing around with the stats a bit. I want to get my bench points up. That is the reason I'm bringing like the heavy artillery is on the bench. Just kidding. Actually, you know what? I'll put my heavy artillery on the bench. I'll put Dawson in the team just because you said so. No, but I have to have 3 defenders, right? Unfortunate, but sometimes these things have to. Yeah, so yeah, on the bench. I would like to put Kane and Salah on the bench if possible. Sam says Coleman, Keane, Godfrey. Who would you choose? I'd choose Coleman. I'd choose Coleman. The reason why I would choose Coleman is because I feel he's playing right wing back. He's attacking, and generally tends to get taken off at 73 or 75 minutes these days. So I hope Everton can keep a clean sheet until then, and then maybe if they concede after that, at least you get your clean sheet locked. Although he's not good for bonus points just for keeping a clean sheet, but I think attacking returns can come for Coleman as well. Out of these 3, maybe I'd say Godfrey is maybe the most nailed on. Keane was a bit on and off with his injuries. If you want to take a bit of attacking threat as well, I'd say Coleman. Dexter says, I'm scared Jota will be benched or even Salah. Dexter, I don't understand. Why do you think they're going to be benched? I've seen so many people say that, to be honest with you, that they're going to be benched. But why do you think that? Why do you think they're going to be benched? They played on Thursday and then they play on Sunday. I don't see any reason why Salah or Jota would be benched. I honestly don't understand why people are saying that they're going to be benched. Guys, please do tell me, because I just brought in Jota and I have Salah as my captain. I don't know why we feel that they're going to be benched. I don't feel that they're going to be benched, honestly. Because they need to win the games, guys. I mean, they want to get into the top 4. They have to so just a second, guys. Alrighty. Sorry for that. I was just checking on Twitter for some updated team news or something which I can tell you guys. Apologies, I just forgot what I was talking about. Dawson to Phillips. Which Dawson to Phillips? Why Gumiller? Why do you want to do Dawson to Phillips? Dawson is playing this game week. I mean, Phillips doesn't have much of an attacking threat. I wouldn't do that, to be honest with you, unless you can get Trent Alexander-Arnold or some attacking defender. I'd say don't do that. It's not worth a -4 in my opinion. Bamford or Antonio? I have Lingard and no Leeds players. So Snipes, it depends upon whether you want to attack the rank or you want to kind of spread the risk a bit. If you want to spread the risk and you want to maintain the rank which you are at right now, you can basically go for Bamford. And if you want to try to attack a bit, try to go behind a certain team, because West Ham have got everything to play for right now. They're trying to make it into the top 4. They're trying to get into even the top 5, the Champions League spots. They've got lots to play for, more than what Leeds have got to play for. So that is the reason I went for Antonio. Alright, moving on, guys. Why do you have Dawson on the bench? Because I've got, he's gonna come in, guys. Come on. Shaw and Rudiger are not playing this game week. I'm just playing around with my bench players. It doesn't make a difference. Donacha says, thoughts I could sell Greenwood and then get both Rafinha and Foden, or I could put Greenwood on my bench. Going to go for Pickford. For the last 2 game weeks, I would like to have Greenwood in my team, and I'd say Greenwood is playing really well and he's cheap. So Rafinha I wouldn't get. I'm not enthused by the comments by Bielsa. He says Rafinha is healthy but he's not match fit. So it's just a bit difficult for me to recommend Rafinha right now. Foden, yes, if you want to take a risk, yes, otherwise not. Um, Shopnan says, who do you think will start on the right left side for City today? I think, to be honest with you, I think Sterling has to start. Sterling has to start. Maybe on the. It depends on whether Mahrez and Foden start or whether Bernardo Silva starts. It all could depend on that. I'd say if Mahrez starts, then Sterling and Foden starts, then Foden's on the right. Foden's on the left, Mahrez is on the right, and Sterling would play as a false nine if they both start, and Bernardo Silva could play in the midfield. But I don't know their team, so it's really hard for me to predict that, bro. Nahal says Jota or Firmino one will play. So you think that Klopp is going to try to appease Mane and try to put him back in the team after what he did, right? I mean, it's all up in the air, bro. Klopp didn't say much about that incident. We don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know how motivated Mane is gonna be, whether Klopp plays him or not. But after scoring a goal against Manchester United, Salah and Jota and Firmino wouldn't like to get dropped. That's all I feel. 4-3-3 more settled. I agree with that. So maybe Firmino can drop deep and play in the midfield or something like that, or maybe Jota can come from the bench. Who knows what's gonna happen there? It's really up in the air. I did not really like what Mane did with Klopp. Just because he dropped him for one game and he's angry at that. Just don't like that. I mean, Klopp has supported these players a lot. He was made them like English champions, European champions, and I don't think he deserves that. Dexter says the Mane incident and they want to rest Salah. Really, they want to rest Salah? Guys, come on, you're giving me second thoughts. Salah's my captain for God's sake. I don't want my captain to get benched, guys. Come on, I mean that's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt real bad, guys. Do you want me to think? Do you want me to think about my captain again? Is that what you think? I don't know. I'm gonna check, guys. You guys are giving me a little bit of a headache with this Salah benching thing. I don't think he's gonna be benched though, to be honest with you. Salah is more than fit enough to play thrice a week. He already does it. Champions League means you play Thursday. I mean, not Champions League, but but they do play 3 games in a week. Sure, I can't see anything about Salah being benched on Twitter, guys. Don't know what's going on. Alrighty, anyways, let's get the questions answered. Smelly Web says, hi Wiz, hope all is well with you. Thank you so much, Smelly Web, and welcome. And everything is fine, and I hope you're fine too, bro. ZJ says, who should I sell, Kane or Bruno? Because I want to buy Salah for the rest of the thing. I think Bruno Fernandes, especially this week when Kane has a fixture and Bruno doesn't. I'd say like for like, if you want, you can easily just sell Salah for Bruno later. Who would you replace, Watkins or Iheanacho with Antonio? I'd replace Iheanacho with Antonio, definitely. I would keep Watkins. He's got a fixture. Iheanacho doesn't have. So I'd say I'd keep Watkins. I'd replace Iheanacho. Monel says Bruno to Mane and Greenwood to Alan Saint Maxima. I don't know, Monel, why you want to go for Mane over Salah or even Jota. Mane, I can't really recommend Mane to you on the stream here, because I'm not even sure what's gonna happen with Klopp and Mane. So I'd say if you wanna get some Liverpool midfielder, I'd say it has to be Salah or Jota. And Greenwood to Alan Saint Maxima, not for me, bro. Honestly, I don't think so. These moves are not don't make sense for me. Nail says Mane is having a bad week. Klopp is mature to handle these things. Salah won't be benched in my opinion. He will play all the games chasing the golden boot. See, there's 2 things he's chasing, guys. Salah is chasing the golden boot along with Kane. So they're both good captaincy options this week. Second, Liverpool are chasing a Champions League spot. It is really, really important for them to get into the Champions League. Now, having beaten United at Old Trafford, they need to win the remaining 3 games and they are in the Champions League. Why would Klopp rest his penalty taker, his star player, their talisman? Why would he rest him? I just don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. In the top of my head, it doesn't make any sense to me, guys. Michael says, hey Wiz, getting rid of Iheanacho, who would you bring in? I have 6.7 million in the bank. Should I get rid of Fernandes? I mean, if you can get Antonio, Michael, I don't think you need to get rid of Fernandes. He plays Fulham next week, so if you can keep Fernandes, you can. Or if you want to go for somebody like, if you want somebody in midfield, you can definitely move on Fernandes and still get Antonio. No, I'd say you can. I think Greenwood is good enough as a United midfielder. We can move on Fernandes right now because they don't have. They've got Wolves away and they've got Fulham at home. So and also they've got a Europa League final coming. So I'm not even sure if Greenwood gets all the minutes. So Nail says, "Do you think the Wood train has been missed?" Nail, I honestly feel, yeah, Wood. We could have gotten Wood a little earlier. Right now, for me, it doesn't make much sense because with Burnley having one tough fixture. Who are they playing? Let me see. They're playing against Liverpool at home in game week 37. And although Wood can score against anyone, especially against Liverpool, not having the good central defenders, I think Wood can be, he can score against them. But I'm not sure against Leeds, who are very good defensively now. Liverpool, who are again improving. The only fixture I think we can target with Wood is game week 38 now. Nehal says, hit those likes. Yeah, thank you so much, Nehal. Guys, if you haven't liked the stream and if you enjoy what we do here, I'd appreciate it if you just hit like. Oisin says, Rudiger to Sofal for a -8. Have already taken a -4 with Anacho to Bamford. See, my friend, if you are having 11 playing players and you don't need to bring in Sofal, I don't think there is a need to take a hit and bring in Sofal this game week, to be honest with you. If you don't have playing 11, then maybe you can do it. Monil says, I already have Salah. Or you want to double up on Salah and Mane. That is totally up to you, bro. I'm not too enthused about the prospect, to be honest with you. That is the reason for me, I think Salah and Mane, there's gonna be too much value locked in there. I'd say get Jota. Even though if he comes from the bench and if he starts 2 games out of the remaining 3, I think it's still worth it by the amount of money that you save not getting Mane and getting Jota instead. That is just my opinion. Atul says, hey Wiz, would you take a hit to get a playing goalkeeper for this week as I have Forster and Mendy? Atul, to be honest with you, I wouldn't. I never generally suggest to take a hit for a keeper because the ceiling for keepers is maybe 6, 7, 8 points. And to get a goalkeeper, take a -4 hit, I honestly think if you can skip it, I think that should be good enough. But if you really don't like Mendy's last 2 fixture and you want to replace your keeper, and if you don't even want to have Mendy till the end of the season, that is the only way if I would take a hit. Because for me, I think Leno and Foster for me are good enough till the end of the season. But if you think Mendy's got like Leicester, he's got some difficult fixtures and you want to replace Mendy, then you can, because you'll get your 2 points. For me, I just put Forster in the team and hope. Michael says Antonio, Bamford or Adams. For me, I wouldn't go for Adams. I'd say Antonio, Michael. The thing is, Bamford and Antonio, there's nothing much to choose between them. For me, Antonio is more motivated. He's got more incentive than Bamford to go for. He's looking to become West Ham's highest goal scorer, 1. West Ham are looking to go for Champions League spots, 2. And Antonio is awesome, 3. I'm just joking. But yeah. Pedro, hey Wiz, so I forgot to transfer in Fernandes or play triple captain last game week. Oh my days, my friend. We discussed about that and I hoped you'd played it. Oh, he says, who do I triple captain now over the final game weeks? My friend, why did you miss your triple captaincy? I was so hoping that you would put it on. This stuff. I don't know who to put it on now. There's not many options. Maybe Crystal Palace at home. Liverpool looking to get in the Champions League in game week 38. I'd say wait, don't use your triple captain this game week, my friend. So, but and you missed the train, bro. There's gonna be so many points there. Giroud says Castan to Dallas -4 to cover Veltman, a no-brainer. Giroud, yes, because Castan doesn't play, and if you take a -4, essentially it's a 2-pointer. It's like -2, and also you want to have Dallas for till the end of the season, and you don't want to have Leicester assets because they've got difficult games. So I think it's a good option. Ravi says Ings versus Bamford for the rest of the season if budget is not a problem. Yeah, I would go with Danny Ings. He's got good fixtures as compared. Like, both have got good fixtures. I'd say Southampton are looking in decent form. And with Danny Ings, when he plays, he's on penalties as well. And and as compared to Leeds, who are defensively much more better, at this in this portion of the season as compared to Southampton, who are attackingly looking dangerous, more dangerous. Looking to play with two strikers up front, Che Adams and Danny Ings. With Armstrong and I think Danny Ings. I'd prefer Danny Ings. Nail says some news on Athletic that Stones misses tonight. Oh, that's gonna be it's gonna be a problem, I'd say. But I don't know how many people still have Stones, especially other than those who are on a free hit or just using their wild card. But if you hear rumors, I'd say there's no smoke without fire. So if there are rumors, I'd say don't take a risk. Monal says, good point, thank you. You're welcome, my friend. Itope says, should I remove Kane from my squad? It depends upon your strategy, bro. I think Kane has a decent fixture in this game week and in the next as well, and he's looking to go for the golden boot. Spurs are looking to go for the Champions League, Europa League places, wherever they can make it, and Kane is looking for the golden boot. I think he has incentive. If you remove Kane, is there something you want to do with the money that you get by selling Kane? That is what we need to think about. Aditya says stick with Martinez. I think so, Aditya. I mean, he plays Crystal Palace this game week, and in general, I think Martinez, even if he concedes a goal, he gets some save points. I don't think we need to waste a transfer on a goalkeeper. Michael says, thanks, Paul. You're welcome, my friend. Atul says, point taken. Thanks. You're welcome. Sukra says, Sashikal, bro, what do you think I should captain from KM or DCL? Sashikal, Sukra, and who do you think I should captain from KM or DCL? I'd say I would, Sukraj, it depends upon where you are at, how much, what is your rank? Do you want to play safe? Do you want to play a little bit attacking? If I was you, I would go with Kane, bro. Itope says, should I captain Salah or Kane? Itope, that's $1 million question, bro. I really don't have an answer with that. Answer to that problem, because for me, I'm going with Salah because Salah has a better fixture, technically, West Bromwich Albion, as compared to Kane, who plays Wolves, Wolves are on and off, but still they're defensively better than West Bromwich Albion. That is the reason I'm going with Salah. This question is difficult for me to answer. I really, I mean, you can go with Kane. I'm not sure how we can decide between these two. I like those two options, but I don't know how to choose between those two. I don't have any parameters. Alright, Aditya says stick with I already answered that. Sukrat says, also I'm on a -4 now. Should I take Emil Smith Rowe out for another -4? As long as you have a playing 11, don't take any hits. Pedro says, it was my wife's fault and these Friday deadlines. She wanted some to get the time. Well, giving time to your family is always a good thing. Sometimes it's always for the best, bro. Maybe your captain will get you more points than Bruno got in the triple game week, and then you'll be thankful to your wife. No worries, my friend. It's all good, right? Charles says, hey Wiz, what do you think about triple captain Salah this week? Charles, I think if you're on a triple captain, I think you can possibly think about triple captaining against Crystal Palace. Salah has a wonderful record against Palace, and especially he scored against them after coming on at 60 minutes. He scored 2 goals and 1 assist. So if I was you, I'd keep my triple captain till the last game week and then think about using it. Padali says on free hit Richarlison to Antonio, Konsa to Dean. Yeah, I'd like that. Definitely. Yep. Padali, if you have DCL, I'd say change Richarlison to Antonio and you can definitely get Konsa for Dean. I like that move, to be honest with you. Itope says thanks, bro. You're welcome, my friend. Pedro says, love the positivity, that's why I tune in. Awesome, my friend. I always try to be positive. That's all we can do in these difficult times, bro. Innit? But to be honest with you, FPL should be about fun, guys. I mean, if it affects our lives, our psyche in a negative way, I think it becomes too much. I've seen, the last few weeks, I've seen so many people sending messages out on Twitter that we're leaving FPL forever. It is taking up too much of our times. We wake up, we see the price rises, the price falls. I think about my team, I think about my transfers, when in the end you can just control one parameter. Like, you just can control one transfer. At the end, there is nothing you can control. One captaincy and one one transfer. That's all you have for the week, and we all spend so much time thinking about it. I'd say we should spend less time, but you know, these things are more ideal than practical, because when you're playing a game, you're just too involved in it. All right. So guys, the questions have reduced. I'm happy with that, because initially we had lots of questions. So if you have any doubts, guys, let me know. Jose says, "Hey man, please suggest a transfer." Martinez, Dallas, Trent, Sofal. I like those. I like all the defense and the keeper. Jesse Lingard, Salah, like that. Rafinha, Zaha, Jota. I mean, Rafinha, I'm not sure. Not sure if Rafinha is gonna play after the comments. I'm not gonna start, I'd say, né? So be wary about that. Zaha, yeah, that's totally up to you. Jota, Kane, Watkins, always love it. I mean, I like that team, my friend. I don't think it needs a transfer. You've got a pretty good team. I wouldn't change much in that. Honestly, wouldn't change much. Maybe, no, no. For this game week, I'd say roll your transfer and make 2 transfers next week. Gio1 says, for those on a free hit, there are rumors that City's third keeper, Scott Carson, is going to start today. If you don't have 3 City assets, he'd be a good option for the bench. Yeah, I've heard rumors about Scott Carson as well. There's one account who's pretty reliable. You know, just be careful. If you're on a free hit or whatever, be careful. Especially if you have Ederson, be really careful, because the rumors are there about Scott Carson starting. So just be careful about that. Alrighty. And Sid says Kane against Leicester in Game Week 38 looks tasty, but he blanked last time, so I'm confused. Yep, I transferred in Kane especially for that fixture. I knew he had a great record against Leicester, but these transfers don't work. Let's see what happens until Game Week 38, Sid. Let's hope he does well, or we can just get rid of him before that. Thomas says, hey Wiz, looking to get Maguire out. Who do you suggest for around 5 million? I'd say Sofal looks a good option, my friend. You know, if you don't have money for Dallas, I'd say Sofal looks a good option. And definitely. Even I'd say if you want to save some money, you can go with Dawson. But if I was you, I would go with maybe Coleman or Sofal. You know? George says, hey Wiz, what do you think of the free hit team of McCarthy, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Dean, Coleman? So you got 2 Everton there. You've got McCarthy, Salah, Son, Bale. So you've got Son and Bale, Jota, Kane, Ings, DCL. That's interesting. Yeah, I do like the look of that, my friend. I hope you've got Foster as your bench keeper. But I like that team, bro. Dean and Coleman, McCarthy, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Salah, Son, Bale. Yeah, I think I like that team. I wouldn't change anything from that. You know, of course, if you prefer to have like a West Ham player, that's totally subjective. But you know, just looking at objectively at your team, I think that looks pretty good to me. Jose says, thanks Wiz, can you suggest a captain as well? My friend, you've got the both of the best options that I suggested. You've got Kane, you've got Salah. Now all I want you to do is flip a coin or to roll your totem, spin your totem, and select one of them. Really, just select one of them. Sam Lee says Foden, Stones won't start today. Oh my word, that if Sam Lee says it, Sam Lee is a really, really respected journalist, guys. Hang on, let me... Latest rumors from Sam Lee, which are opinion based and not confirmed. Sterling, Gundogan and Torres are starting, he says. Guys, see, these are all rumors. You know, even Sam Lee doesn't have a news. He is he's just making an assumption, kind of, you know, he's just taking a guess. So take this with a pinch of salt, guys. That's all I want to say to you. Yeah, Nihal says check your Twitter. Yeah, Nihal, I already checked it, bro. And I heard it was I saw it was like a chat between some journalists or something, but He says Sam Lee is a journalist on Twitter, pretty reputed one. He says no Stones, no Mahrez. Who do you reckon? Don't think those three are playing. Mahrez might be, but pretty sure the other two aren't. So Sam Lee says Foden and Stones are. He's pretty sure that they are not starting. Take that as you might, guys. Please don't blame me later if something happens. I'm just telling you. We're thankful to Nehal who shared the tweet with me on Twitter, and I just read it out to you. It is a chat between Sam Lee and somebody else, and Sam Lee is a reporter who reports on Manchester City, just like Samuel Luckhurst or Charles Watts report on United and Arsenal, and he says he thinks Foden and Stones won't start today. So that's all. Nishchil says, hey Wiz, because of you I am winning almost 3 leagues among my friends. My first FPL season. Thanks from my heart. Wow, that's amazing, Nishchil, and thank you so much for the wonderful message. These stories are what keeps the positivity going, and what makes me do what I do here, Nishchil. So I hope till game week 38 you stay on top of those 3 leagues, and then we can all party together in it. Fadzali says Richarlison, Antonio, Richarlison, Ings, Antonio, rank them from best to worst for this game week. Already got DCL. I'd say if you already got DCL, I would go with Ings and Antonio along with DCL. If I had to select one, just let me look at the fixtures once again for you. So Danny Ings plays Fulham, who don't concede much. And let me see what are the points Ings scored last time when he faced them. How did Southampton do last time against them? Let's have a look. All right, Danny Ings, what did you do against Fulham last time? Crystal ball, show them all. Where is it? When did they play Fulham? Forgot. Oh my God, like Danny Ings didn't even play against Fulham. There you go with all the opinions. But what happened in that game? I just want to see. It was a 0-0, a drab 0-0. I still feel Danny Ings is a good option, although Fulham, they're defensively better. But I would say, Fadzali, the thing is, if you want to go after Sheffield United, you can go with Richarlison. That means going after a team, trusting Everton so much that they're gonna just take them to the cleaners. That's the thing. Salam says, is this your final lineup? Yeah, this is my final lineup, Salam. Captain DCL or Salah. Babin, if you're in good rank, you want to maintain your rank, I'd say Salah. I think Salah and Kane are going to be very, very heavily captained. And if it doesn't work out, if DCL can score, obviously he can score against Sheffield United. But, if Salah bangs, and unfortunately, your rank will suffer. For me, guys, going with the differential captain when you have obvious captain choices is not the right way to go. That is just my opinion. Again, guys, it can be subjective, but I think going with the captain, differential captain when you have really, really obvious captain choices, like Salah playing West Bromwich Albion, that is, for me, that is an obvious choice. Kane playing against Wolves. Maybe not that obvious, but still, at home to Wolves, I think it's a decent option, right? If you, like, Dominic Calvert-Lewin is good. He's scored like 16 goals. I'm not sure how many goals he scored this season. Let me check. But he's not a part of that elite fabric of... he scored 16 goals this season. But, how many times have you seen him score more than 1 goal? Once he scored 3 goals against West Bromwich Albion, and once he scored like 2 goals against Fulham. But other than that, he's just like 1 goal most of the time. How many double-digit scores does Dominic Calvert-Lewin have? 12, 13, 17. So he's got like 3 double-digit scores. Let me show you how many Salah has. 20, 13, 14, 16, 15. I think he has how many? 5? Yeah, he's got 5. So he has more than Dominic Calvert-Lewin. How many does Kane have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are elite players. These are elite FPL players. I would just captain the safe options. That is just my opinion, guys. Alright, George says 0-0 but Ings didn't play. Yeah, that's true. And that is the reason it could have been a 0-0, because I think Ings is a really important part of that Southampton team. Light Ray says apparently Scott Carson and Garcia are starting today. They could. Pep is crazy when he has not won the league. After he's won the league, he can absolutely be on steroids, just like Thomas Tuchel. Nazar says, hi Wiz, Keane or Son? Kane or Son, you mean, right? I mean, Son has been scoring for the past few weeks, to be honest with you. Kane hasn't. But against Wolves, I'd say Kane. Garcia and Carson gonna start, says Nihal. Guys, for all of you who are on free hit, just take this with a pinch of salt. If you want, you can put Carson. He's not expensive. Take him, put him in your team, and get another keeper and put him on the bench. Just, if you want to go after that City defense. John Wick says, help me with this. Wiz Martinez, Sanchez, Saez, Consa, Byrne, Dean, Holding, Lingard, Pereira, Salah, Greenwood, Bruno, Kane, DCL, Nacho. Don't know what to do. I mean, I think you could take out Bruno. You can get Son, and with the money you can bring in Antonio or Bamford in place of Iheanacho. George says, I think a lot of free hit teams will implode because they've got too many City players. Yeah, well, you have to. When you're on a free hit, you have to go after a team who is attackingly so good. And so Nehal has shared with me a tweet by or something by Sam Lee. He says, I would have guessed a strong team tonight, but just like last weekend, I am very wrong, he says. Guys, take this with a pinch of salt. Be careful. If I was you, I would be careful. Be careful with that, right? So if you're going with all these with City players, if you're on a free hit especially, I would suggest you, if there are so many rumors, you can change it. Neil says, what do you think about this Salah, Son, Lingard, Saint Max, Gundo? Saint Maxima, if you mean Saint Maxima is going to be on the bench for you, right, Nehal? I hope. Otherwise, I don't think against City. I still don't think Saint Maxima has the ability to score more than one goal against. So if Saint Maxima is on the bench, then it's fine. If you want to play with Gundogan, remember Gundogan was in really good form. Recently, hasn't been scoring too many goals. So just be careful about that. John says, okay, Wiz, thanks and much appreciated. You're welcome, John. Guys, we've got how much time? Like 10 minutes left to go. If you're just lock your teams. Nehal says Gundogan will be on penalties now. It could be but yeah, Mahrez is not starting, right? Donata says, did Sam Lee say that Foden is starting? No, he said that Foden is not starting. That's what Sam Lee said. Be careful about that. All right, Gundogan will be on penalties. If you think he's gonna be on penalties, I think you can, you can put him in the team. On a free hit, I don't think there's too much risk. Babin says, I have none playing on the bench. Shall I do Iheanacho to Antonio for a -4 and bench Lowton? If you want to, you can. This is not the game week to kind of have a strong bench because it's a blank game week, right? If you have 11 playing players, I would be happy with that. But Iheanacho to Antonio long term seems good, so if you want, you can do it. Donata says, so Rafinha or Harrison is what I'm debating between now. To be honest with you, from Bielsa's comments, it seems, it just seems like that Bielsa is stating that he will not be starting Rafinha. He says that he's healthy, but he's not match fit. His comments are a bit, he tells his team straight in the press conferences, so I'm a bit wary about that. Torres, Sterling or Mahrez, who would you go for? According to Sam Lee, he says Mahrez is not starting, so I wouldn't want to take a risk. I'd say I would go with Sterling because I know Sterling would definitely start, right? I think Sterling is the one who I think should start. Again, definitely is a very, very wrong word for me to use here. Oysen says, Rudiger to Sofal for a -8. Already have taken a -4 with Iheanacho to Bamford have. Yeah, I think that's fine, Oysen. If you want, you can do that. Which keeper for the rest of the season? Meslier. Even, I'd say Meslier is good. Pickford is decent as well. Who else? There's not many options in this game week because it's a blank game week and our options are reduced because I can't recommend you like somebody like Mendy or all those other goalkeepers, because but otherwise I'd say Pickford is decent, and I'd say Meslier, the Leeds goalkeeper, is decent. I'm just looking over on Twitter just to give you an updated team news or anything that that I can tell you about the teams, guys. Sorry for not answering your questions. I hope I've answered all of them already, though, by the way. Nail says, what do you think about Pereira, West Bromwich Albion? I think he's a decent option. He's on penalties for West Bromwich Albion. I honestly feel West Bromwich Albion have the ability to score against Liverpool, and and Pereira is likely to be involved, so I like that option. I like that option more than Saint Maxima. I'd say I like Pereira. I'd say that, Nihal. Pineapple Pie says Dean or Keane. Dean for me, my friend. More attacking. So I'd say, yeah, for me, I'd go with Dean. Excuse me. Alrighty, guys, it's 8 minutes left. I think it's time to lock your teams in it. We should not dally too long here. It's time to relax your minds, and the rumors are flying around like crazy on Twitter. I don't want to kind of say everything that I'm reading here. Like, I've got some private messages and people are like saying some things, but yeah, but rumors are like flying and thick and fast, so hoping for the best. I'll let you know if I have some reliable news. Lightra says you would want a good bench if you're bringing in a City player. Teams sound very mixed this week. I mean, they should be mixed because they won the league, right? There's really, technically, they don't have much to play for, right? So I think it has to be that Pep is like, resting his players, giving them all chances and stuff. Starting Garcia doesn't make sense to me because Garcia is going to Barcelona. Maybe Pep just wants to give him one game, to say goodbye. But there are not going to be any fans, so just for me, it's a bit tough to, state what's going to happen, my friends. Let's see what happens. Sorry, I'm not if I'm answering your question. I'm just looking on Twitter to give you any updates. All right. No, I don't see any news, so I'll come back and answer your questions if there are any. So yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, I don't see any. No, I don't see any news here, guys. So I hope. I hope this is all fine in it. Hopefully. So basically, guys, what the news I've been able to collect thanks to Nehal, who's been tweeting and tagging me in those tweets, is Sam Lee says that Foden, Mahrez won't start tonight and John Stones won't start, and he says that Scott Carson is likely to start and Garcia is likely to start. Lightray says, did you get the vaccine yet? I unfortunately haven't been able to. I mean, they did not open the vaccine for 18 to 45 years old till like yesterday. So hopefully I'm gonna go and get the jab tomorrow. I'm a bit worried about that as well, but I have to go get the jab. All of you on the free hit, guys, just take my recommendation. Put Scott Carson in the team. It doesn't cost much. Put a playing keeper on the bench, and if it helps you, it helps you, guys. For a cheap keeper, Manchester City playing against Newcastle with Callum Wilson injured, unless Joe Willock scores, who knows what's gonna happen. But I'd say you can take a punt on Scott Carson. Tom Smith says, any suggestions for who to replace Castagna for 6 million or less? Tom, there are not many defenders in that price range. I'd say Dean, but he's a little bit above 6 million. Other than that, I don't like many options in that price range. I'll just save some money there, and I'll go with somebody like Sofal, and I would maybe think about somebody like Coleman. Maybe Seamus Coleman or Sofal. Because I don't see many options in that price bracket which I would like to go for. I don't. Donacha says, where can you see Sam Lee comments as it stands going for Pickford and Harrison? Donacha, he's Nihal has tagged me or in those comments. Always cheating, just retweeted it. So yeah, I think that's pretty much confirmed that yes, Sam Lee has said that. That is not a question. The question is whether he is right in his assessment or not. That is what. But Harrison is fine. Harrison is nailed on, right, Donacha? So that is one thing which we can be sure about. Gustavo says, hi Wiz, I missed your captain option for this week. If you have time, please let us know again. Gustavo, there's not much, bro. Let me take you back to my team so you can see my team and you can see who is my captain for this week. Don't worry about it. I'd say if you can, Salah, Kane are for me the best options. I think they're very obvious, right? I don't even need to say it. They are the most obvious options for this game week. So yeah, that's all. Actually, I'm a little bit scared. I'll put Alexander-Arnold first on my bench. The safety in my brain coming back to haunt me again, as if I think Rudiger or Shaw are gonna come back and magically play somehow. But yeah, all right, guys. So with that. No rumors, nothing doing. So I think the last rumor is that Foden, Mahrez, and which one? He says Foden, Mahrez, and Ederson are not starting. He says Scott Carson is starting, and they say Eric Garcia is starting. That's what he said. Todd says, Wiz, you are a big tease with Trent Alexander-Arnold on your bench. Todd, I don't usually do it, but I just wanted to be a bit cheeky this game week. I've been having a couple of bad weeks. I was like 75k and I came down to 130k in the span of 2 weeks when everybody else was making ground up. Sometimes these things don't work. Just hope I can finish the season in top 100k. That is the minimum that I can that I can do or ask for. I hope you're fine, Todd. Nahal says going with Mahrez and putting Harrison on the bench. Nahal, that is fine, do exactly what you want to, but there's not much time. Don't get confused right at the end, bro. That's all I want to say to you. Lock your team and relax. Zen, just like Smelly Wap says. He says Salah, Son, Mahrez, Gundogan, Harrison on the bench just in case. The thing with Mahrez is even if he doesn't start, he might come on from the bench, and that is one thing which I have, which I think about. But don't get confused right now. You've decided your team. Don't get confused. Fadzali says Bale or Mahrez. Fadzali, see again with the rumors with Mahrez. I'm a little bit confused, but I'd say if you want, you can go with Mahrez. You see here, Nahal, he's also on free hit, is going with Mahrez. But from the comments by Sam Lee, I'm a little bit worried about that. I would be honestly worried about that. Team locked, he says. Sanchez or Martinez? Martinez, quick, lock your teams. Everybody lock your teams. Let me refresh my team for all of you to see, but lock your teams, guys. There's not much time left. My captain is Salah, my vice captain is Sir Harold of Kane. And lock your teams, everybody, please. Just 1 minute to go. This is no time to get confused. Just you've thought about your teams for such a long time. Please don't get confused right at the end. This is the reason I don't want to read out Sam Lee's or these rumors which are on Twitter. I don't want to confuse you guys, but I just want to give out information. Oh, from outside, I think. Maybe Lord Saruman is coming to meet us. Yeah, guys. The time is up. I hope you locked your teams. I hope you were not tinkering last minute and made a mistake of getting in Greenwood from some other team rather than, once I did it, by the way. Fadzali says, well, basically I put all the players' name on a wheel and spin it. Looks like Sterling is my captain. Fadzali, that is good. I mean, that is obviously, I think Sterling gets a chance to start, and if he starts against Newcastle and doesn't do anything, you should personally go there and beat him up. I'm kidding, guys. So, I don't mean to promote any violence, but Sterling has been underwhelming this season. But against Newcastle, I hope he can do well. Because if he doesn't do well against Newcastle, and from the rumors it says Pep is looking to sell him next season. They don't want Sterling. You know, they're looking to go after a winger, somebody else, and they want to sell Sterling. That's rumors at least. John says, "Hey, was nice stream as always. Be safe and best of luck for this game week." Thank you so much, John, and good luck to you. I hope you have a great game week, bro. Need to get close to that 100k, guys. I was like 75k. I was trying to push, and on came the game week, and Liverpool versus United got cancelled, and it was all downhill from there. These things are out of our control. So I hope all your teams were locked in time, and I hope nobody missed the deadline. That is the first and foremost thing that I want to ensure. Nehal says, "I hope the changes were locked." He kept thinking that. Nehal, I remember you locking your team like 45 minutes into the stream, and there was like still 45 minutes left, and at the end, you know, with all those tweets, I think they got to you and you started tinkering a bit. I hope your changes got locked, bro. But in the end, I still feel whatever team you have, it is going to be better than like 95% of the teams, because you're on a free hit. So you know, I think you should be fine, Nihal. Push and try to get into the top 10k. That should be your motive. That should be your goal, bro. He says Pickford, Godfrey, Dallas, Trent Alexander-Arnold. I mean, I like that defense, you know. I hope Everton keep a clean sheet. That'll give you a really, really good push, because you double up on the defense. And, you know, Dallas, again, attacking threat, Leeds good defensively. I still expect Burnley to score, but Dallas is Dallas, right? He can score 2 against City. What can he not do? Son, Mahrez, Gundogan, Salah, Kane, Ings, DCL. I like that. You've got Harrison on the bench, and yep, Neil. I definitely like that team. I hope it can, you know, give you a push. It can propel you to 25k, 30k, wherever it can take you. I think it's gonna be fine. So I hope you guys. So you've got Mitchell, who starts this game week. You got covered from the bench. Phillips, Harrison, Carson. So you got Carson on the bench. All right, that's interesting, my friend. Ajay says Salah captain and DCL in for me. Ajay, that's good, bro. That's good. I did think about DCL a lot, you know. Just didn't feel like. I just felt that Antonio had more upside. I wish I could get both DCL and Antonio, but just didn't work out that way, you know. Didn't want to take too many hits, and I wanted Trent Alexander-Arnold so bad. The thing is, I've been playing around with Trent Alexander-Arnold. I've got him in on my wild card, and took him out, and then got him back in. Just, you know, playing this game with Trent Alexander-Arnold hurts me when he gets a lot of points. So I just wanted him in my team, you know. But I hope, Ajay, I hope you really, really, you know, push ahead and really get into that top 100. I just hope you make the best of the season that you can, and make it a season to remember forever, my friend. You know, these are the moments in FPL that keep us going. Lightray says, "Cheers, Wiz, and stay safe." So, on this note, guys, I'd like to end this stream. I hope you all had fun, and I hope you all enjoyed it. I will see you for the next deadline stream. Till then, guys, stay safe. Help others, take care of your families, and may the arrows be green. FPL Visit signing out with a beautiful song for you. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.